I've worked a lot of places and just saw a difference here, and it was from the top down.
People are like, wow, what a great place. I'm like, yeah, it's a great place. When I first started working, it was in July, and right after that was our ACE Awards. So that was my first big event to go to, and never before in any other company that I worked for have I seen that.
It's like an award ceremony that we have that all the employees come, they close the offices down.
Your peers pick you and they write about you, and you go up as a nominee, and then out of the nominees only a certain amount can be picked, but it's great.
This year I won the ACE Award, which was unexpected.
We get to recognize people who might not be visible and loud in the company, but they get recognized for their hard work.
It was very excited because I was in, it put me in a league with people that I admire.
I have recognition from Camden years ago. I can remember exactly how many years, but I'm an ACE Award. I'm proud of that too.
We got bonuses about a year or two ago from a venture that the guys made some money on, and they spread the wealth, and it was awesome because they didn't have to do that.
They distributed that sort of a record-setting amount of earnings in the form of bonuses based on tenure and position, so on and so forth. Either way, that was more than talk, that was action.
A recent change was made to our benefits, and that was the scholarship program for our children. It's funded by our executives, and it truly shows me that Camden cares about me and cares about my fellow workers.
I have the utmost respect for Rick and Keith and the senior management team.
The one thing that's unique about Camden, and you can tell, is like from the top, the leadership cares about the employees.
After 21 years here, I do know they care.
The people who have been here for over 20 years, I think that is truly amazing, and that shows a lot for a company that they have employees who have been here for that long.
I have felt the culture from 1992 all the way up until today. I trust and believe in the leaders of the company. I trust the people that are put in places within the company, and I firmly believe that it's because of our culture and our communication and the people in this company that it hasn't changed.
Rick, at every function, like the Spring Fling or the annual ACE Awards, he always wears the Camden maintenance shirt. And I think that is just great.
We do get a lot of respect as employees.
It's easy to walk away from their meetings to know, here's how I impact the overall big picture. And that's the way it should be. And I've come away from meetings with that. So it was like, wow, that was a good meeting because I know where I fit now.
I feel very informed. We're always getting emails about what's going on with the company, things that they're planning, things that they're wanting to do.
We do a survey every year. I don't know of hardly any companies that do that. Most companies just want to make their dollar and move on. They don't care about the employees, but it's not that way here.
In every situation, we try to sit down and ask the team, what do you think would be best for the property? It's not just upper management making decisions and passing them down.
Anytime that we've come up with something, our manager's been very open to it, and she says the sky's the limit.
In my experience, they appreciate what you do, and they have, so many employee activities and great customer service, so that's what I'm enjoying, working for them.
In fact, I don't have to offer my opinions and suggestions. It's asked of me.
They're absolutely receptive to it. They say, you know what, if you think it's going to work and it'll make our life easier and it's better for the company, absolutely, go forward.
The mentor program is a big deal to me, and I'm very honored that I was chosen to do this. It's something that I've wanted to do for a while.
These are folks who actually are doing the jobs, that are willing to take time to introduce new employees, welcome them into the company, and to help them through their first 30, 60, 90 days.
I mean, it's right there in our values. What company do you know that writes down in their values, have fun?
to see a lot of coworkers embarrass themselves. You don't get to see that very often.
We have lots of opportunities to use our creativity here, and they promote that.
When they performed as Dolly Parton and Kenny Rogers, it had to be the funniest thing that I've ever seen.
We have all kinds of skits and different things, and it is so much fun. It's so much fun, and just, you know, people are so animated and very talented, things that you wouldn't, you know, see every day in the normal work environment.
I still like the company picnics, to be honest with you. Those are just a blast, you know, because there's lots to do, usually anything from the putt-putt golf to softball to you name it.
The spring fling is a riot because each department has a chance to put on a skit and they give a prize.
Management conference last year was life-changing for me.
You leave work for a few days and you go and you do a lot of team building events.
I've never worked for a company that has more functions and, you know, gives away so many things, from being able to go to ball games and, you know, company picnics and ACE Awards and, you know, spring fling, just a lot of good activities that make you feel like, God, I enjoy what I do.
Ethics is a very important thing around here.
Always do the right thing. And, you know, how can you not get behind something like that? It makes your life easier in every decision that you make.
When I asked Keith, you know, what prompted you to start Camden, his answer was because he had to take care of his family. And what that's brought to us here at the company, or at least what it seems, is that our executive management staff were forced to get this company going to take care of their families. So they have that value of understanding what it takes and knowing that that's what we're here for, is that we're really here ultimately to take care of our families. And they're very supportive of that.
Do the right thing is that subjective phrase that captures many, many types of reactions that someone could have in an environment in one phrase. And so what that does is it fosters and encourages people to apply the golden rule in a corporate setting and do unto others.
There's so many opportunities for learning and so many opportunities for growth, and especially me being a college student, I can, you know, work through school, and then even after school there will be opportunities for me once I graduate.
I started as a leasing coordinator, moved up to assistant, and now I'm a community manager, and I'm going to continue to grow with Camden.
From a groundskeeper to our regional vice president. There's so many jobs and so many opportunities to be with such a great company, and why wouldn't you want to be?
Since I've started, I've been able to take on more of a leadership role and actually implement some new technologies within IT.
I've actually been pretty lucky. From where I've come from, I've actually started in the file room. I moved up to payroll, and then from payroll moved up to the employment coordinator, and then to now the position I'm in now, which is the employment administration manager.
We get to meet so many different types of people. We have people coming internationally, people that come from all over the world.
I love my job. I get to be out on site. We have a little bit of everything every day.
The customer is you and me and everybody you're working with, and goes beyond that. But, you know, that's such a concept that so many companies don't get.
If you're like a person that wants to move up in a more upper level, they offer you classes.
You feel gratified by the work that you do and the growth that we've taken over the 22 years that I've been here, and it's wonderful.
I never crossed in my mind to move to a different company. I feel great here, and I want to keep doing my job, and I think that's the way it's going to be.
You're probably not going to believe this, but I've been in this department now for a little over a year, and there are still people that will say, "We're glad you're here." You can't beat that. Can't beat that.
Even if there was a position in another department that I wanted to try for and interview, that I would have the support of my supervisor, which you don't get at most companies.
I started with Camden 4.5 years ago as a part-time leasing consultant, and I was a leasing consultant and waiting tables in a restaurant at the same time and going to school and everything. So I just, after about 2 or 3 months of working with Camden, I said, what am I doing still in the restaurant? I said, so I decided to go full-time leasing, and then about 2 years later I was promoted to assistant, and a year and a half after that now I'm community manager, and I don't know. We'll see what happens from there. So a few years down the road maybe I'll be RVP.